Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Infinite Manifestations. In a world that constantly bombards us with distractions, finding inner peace can seem like an impossible task. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of our daily lives. And before we know it, we've lost touch with our true selves. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that has the ability to transform our lives in countless ways. But, as with anything worth having, the road to mindfulness is not always an easy one. In fact, the biggest challenge with mindfulness is often just getting started. So, in this video, we're going to explore how mindfulness can change your life, and we'll give you some practical tips to help you start your mindfulness journey today. We live in a world that is constantly moving, with people rushing past us, barely taking the time to notice our existence. In such a world, it is easy to become numb to the way people make us feel, and to lose sight of the impact that those feelings can have on our lives. But as we move through life, it is essential to remember the power of our emotions and to be mindful of how people make us feel. We've all experienced moments when we've been made to feel small, insignificant, or unworthy. These moments can leave us feeling defeated and vulnerable, and can even impact the way we view ourselves. It's essential to recognize that these feelings are valid and deserve our attention. We must be mindful of the energy that people bring into our lives and how it affects our mental and emotional state. On the other hand, we've all also experienced moments when we've been uplifted, inspired, and motivated by the people around us. These moments can make us feel unstoppable and give us the courage to pursue our dreams. It's essential to cherish these moments and recognize the impact that positive energy can have on our lives. Being mindful of how people make us feel is not just about recognizing the negative energy in our lives. It's also about surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us. When we surround ourselves with people who bring out the best in us, we can achieve great things. We become better versions of ourselves, more confident, and more capable of taking on the challenges that life throws at us. Don't be a fool. The impact of the people around us cannot be understated. It is essential to be mindful of how people make us feel and to surround ourselves with those who uplift and inspire us. Remember, we have the power to shape our own lives, and it all starts with the energy we allow into our world. So, choose wisely and be mindful of the impact that people have on your life. Life is a beautiful journey filled with joyous moments, achievements, and successes. We all have our moments of glory, and it is natural to share them with our loved ones. However, we need to be mindful of how people react to our good news. Not everyone will be happy for us, and it is crucial that we are aware of this fact. We need to surround ourselves with positive, supportive individuals who will lift us up and celebrate our achievements. But, more importantly, we need to be our own cheerleaders and never let anyone dim our light. The sad truth is that there are people out there who are threatened by our successes. They may feel inadequate or envious of our achievements, and this can lead them to react negatively. They may belittle our achievements, ignore our good news, or even actively try to sabotage our success. It can be devastating to experience this kind of negativity, especially when we are already vulnerable in the face of our accomplishments. But we must not let their reactions dictate our happiness. We must remember that their reactions are a reflection of them, not us. It takes courage to pursue our dreams and achieve our goals, and we should be proud of ourselves for every step we take towards our desired destination. We should not allow anyone to diminish our self-worth, and we must stay true to ourselves. It is important to acknowledge that not everyone will be happy for us, and that is okay. It is not our responsibility to make everyone else happy or comfortable. Our happiness is our own responsibility, and we should strive to surround ourselves with people who encourage and support us. We should find a tribe of people who will lift us up, celebrate our successes, and inspire us to keep going. Being mindful of how people react to our good news is crucial for our happiness and well-being. We should be aware that not everyone will be happy for us, and we should not let their negativity dim our light. We should be proud of our accomplishments and surround ourselves with positive, supportive individuals who will celebrate our successes with us. Remember, the only person you need to impress is yourself, and your happiness should always be your top priority. When we are faced with a challenge, it is natural to turn to others for help. After all, we are social beings, and seeking support from others is an essential part of human nature. However, how often do we pay attention to how people respond when we ask for help? Do we notice their tone of voice, their body language, and the words they use? Being mindful of how people respond when we need help can be a game changer in our lives. How can mindfulness change your life? Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When we are mindful, we are fully engaged in the moment, and we are able to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This skill is especially important when we are seeking help from others. When we are mindful of how people respond to our request for help, we are better able to understand their perspective and respond appropriately. Imagine you are in a difficult situation, and you reach out to a friend for help. Your friend responds with a dismissive tone, saying, "I'm too busy right now, sorry." How does this make you feel? You might feel hurt, angry, or rejected. However, if you approach the same situation with mindfulness, you might respond differently. You might notice your friend's tone of voice and body language, and you might realize that they are under a lot of stress at the moment. With this insight, you might respond with empathy, saying, "I understand that you're busy and I appreciate your honesty. Maybe we can catch up later when things are less hectic." When we are mindful of how people respond when we need help, we are able to communicate more effectively, build stronger relationships, and navigate difficult situations with greater ease. We are also able to develop greater empathy and compassion for others, which can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Being mindful of how people respond when we need help can be a powerful tool in transforming our relationships and our lives. By practicing mindfulness, we can develop greater insight and understanding, and we can respond to difficult situations with greater wisdom and compassion. So, the next time you ask for help, take a moment to be mindful of how the other person responds. You might be surprised at the positive impact it can have on your life. Being mindful of how people respond to our boundaries can help us live happier, healthier lives. Let's face it, we all have boundaries. Some of us may be aware of them, while others may not have given them much thought. Regardless of where you fall on this spectrum, it's important to recognize that boundaries are an essential part of our lives. Boundaries help us establish healthy relationships, maintain our self-respect, and protect us from harm. But setting boundaries can be difficult, especially when we're dealing with people who may not respect them. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to everything and everyone, but this can lead to burnout and a lack of self-care. This is where mindfulness comes in. By being present and aware of our boundaries, we can start to set them with intention and purpose. We can tune into how we feel when our boundaries are being crossed, and respond in a way that's healthy and respectful. When we're mindful of our boundaries, we create space for more positive relationships in our lives. We can communicate our needs clearly and assertively, and we can surround ourselves with people who respect and support us. So, how can mindfulness change your life when it comes to boundaries? By being present, aware, and intentional, we can create healthy relationships, improve our self-esteem, and live happier, more fulfilling lives. Setting boundaries can be difficult, but it's essential for our well-being. By being mindful of how people respond to our boundaries, we can take control of our lives and create positive relationships that support and empower us. So, let's all take a moment to be mindful of our boundaries and start living our best lives today. As we begin to practice mindfulness, we start to transform ourselves from within. We become more present, more aware, and more in tune with our emotions. This can lead to significant changes in our behavior, attitudes, and overall approach to life. However, not everyone may be comfortable with this change. As we grow, some people in our lives may resist or even push back against our newfound mindfulness. They may question our motives or criticize us for taking time for ourselves. But it's important to remember that their response is a reflection of their own insecurities, fears, and limitations. It's not a reflection of your growth. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. We learn to be more empathetic and compassionate towards ourselves and others. We realize that we have the power to choose how we respond to the people around us, rather than letting their reactions dictate our behavior. So, how can mindfulness change your life when it comes to how others respond to your growth? It can help you stay centered and grounded in the face of negativity. It can help you be more understanding of others and their struggles. It can also give you the strength and courage to surround yourself with people who support and uplift you on your journey. So, practicing mindfulness can be a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. Don't be discouraged by the responses of others to your growth. Be mindful of their reactions, but don't let them derail your progress. Remember, your growth is a journey that belongs to you, and you have the power to choose how you respond to others along the way. We all know that our relationships with others can have a significant impact on our well-being. Some people lift us up, inspire us, and bring out the best in us, while others leave us feeling drained, negative, and defeated. This is where mindfulness comes in. By being mindful of how people energize or deplete us, we can take control of our emotional and mental well-being and make conscious decisions about who we want to surround ourselves with. Firstly, let's take a moment to reflect on how you feel when you're around certain people. Are they constantly complaining, criticizing, or belittling you? Or do they offer support, encouragement, and positivity? Be mindful of these interactions and the way they make you feel. Remember, you have the power to choose who you spend time with, and you deserve to be around people who uplift and inspire you. Secondly, be mindful of your own energy levels when you're around others. Do you feel energized and alive, or do you feel drained and exhausted? Be honest with yourself and recognize when a relationship is no longer serving you. It's okay to set boundaries, limit your time with negative people, or even cut ties completely if necessary. Remember, your mental and emotional well-being is a top priority. Being mindful of how people energize or deplete you is a powerful tool that can help you take control of your relationships and your life. By surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people and setting boundaries with negative, draining ones, you can create a life filled with joy, love, and inspiration. So, start practicing mindfulness today and watch as your life transforms before your very eyes. Remember, how can mindfulness change your life? It all starts with being mindful of the people you surround yourself with. Have you ever stopped to consider how people include you in their lives? Are you a positive influence, or do you bring negativity wherever you go? It's time to start paying attention to how others include you, and it all starts with mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. When you're mindful, you're able to recognize how others treat you and the impact it has on your life. You become more attuned to the people around you, and you're able to make better decisions about who to surround yourself with. Being mindful of how people include you can be a game changer. When you start to pay attention, you'll begin to notice patterns in your relationships. You'll see who uplifts you and who brings you down. You'll see who supports you and who drains your energy. And once you see these patterns, you'll be able to make better choices about who to include in your life. But it's not just about other people including you. It's also about how you include others in your life. When you're mindful, you're more conscious of how your actions affect those around you. You'll be more aware of the impact you have on others, and you'll be able to make better choices about how you treat them. So, how can mindfulness change your life? It can transform the way you interact with others, making you more compassionate, empathetic, and understanding. It can help you build deeper, more meaningful relationships, and it can help you let go of toxic ones. Mindfulness can also improve your mental health, reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. It can help you be more present in the moment, fully enjoying the experiences life has to offer. So, beautiful soul, it's time to start being mindful of how people include you. It's time to take control of your relationships and start surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people. It's time to embrace mindfulness and let it change your life for the better. Remember, you are capable of greatness. Go out there and make it happen. How can mindfulness change your life? It starts with becoming aware of how you take up space in this world. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, our time, and our energy. It's easy to get lost in the chaos and forget that we have a right to take up space. But when we become mindful of how we take up space, we realize that we are worthy of being here. We are deserving of taking up space. When we become mindful of how people give us room to take up space, we can set boundaries, speak our truth, and live our lives authentically. We can inspire others to do the same. So, today, I challenge you to be mindful of how you take up space in this world. Stand tall, speak your truth, and don't be afraid to take up as much space as you need. Because when we do, we create a world where everyone can be their authentic selves, unapologetically. So, how can mindfulness change your life? By giving you the power to take up space in this world, and inspiring others to do the same. How can mindfulness change your life? It's all about being present in the moment and being aware of your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings. This awareness can help you make better decisions, reduce stress and anxiety, and cultivate a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment. When it comes to the people in our lives, being mindful of how they encourage us can have a profound impact on our well-being. Negative, unsupportive comments can chip away at our confidence and self-esteem, while positive, uplifting words can inspire us to reach new heights. It's important to surround yourself with people who believe in you and your abilities, and to be mindful of how their words and actions affect you. With mindfulness, you can learn to recognize the power of encouragement and use it to propel yourself forward towards your goals and dreams. As human beings, we all crave recognition and validation. We want to know that we're doing something right, and that our efforts are being appreciated. When we accomplish something great, we want to celebrate our success with others. However, it's important to be mindful of how people celebrate us, and to ensure that we're not allowing others to steal our shine. There are times when people will try to downplay our achievements or diminish our successes. They may do this out of jealousy, or insecurity, or simply because they don't want us to outshine them. In these moments, it can be tempting to dim our light and hide our accomplishments to avoid making others feel uncomfortable. But here's the truth. When we allow others to steal our shine, we're doing ourselves a disservice. We're not living up to our full potential, and we're not giving ourselves the credit we deserve. It's important to remember that we are all capable of achieving great things, and that we shouldn't let anyone else dictate our success. So, how can we be mindful of how people celebrate us? Firstly, we need to recognize when someone is trying to downplay our achievements. We should be able to identify when someone is not genuinely happy for us, and when they're trying to make us feel smaller than we are. Usually you can see it on their face. Once we've recognized this behavior, we need to stand up for ourselves and our accomplishments. We should never allow anyone to make us feel small or insignificant. Secondly, we need to surround ourselves with people who genuinely support us and want to see us succeed. These are the people who will celebrate our successes with us and who will encourage us to keep shining. We should be mindful of who we allow into our inner circle and ensure that they're people who truly have our best interests at heart. We all deserve to shine bright and celebrate our successes, but we need to be mindful of how people celebrate us and ensure that we're not allowing others to steal our shine. We should stand up for ourselves and our accomplishments and surround ourselves with people who support us and want to see us succeed. So, let's continue to shine bright and never let anyone dim our light. As we journey through life, we often encounter people who support us in various ways. These people can be our friends, family, or even strangers who show us kindness in our time of need. However, it's easy to take these individuals for granted and overlook the significance of their support. We may be so consumed with our own lives that we forget to acknowledge the impact that their encouragement has on us. Therefore, it's crucial to be mindful of how people support us, for it can be the driving force that propels us towards success. Support comes in many forms. It can be a listening ear when we need to vent, a pat on the back when we achieve a milestone, or even a simple smile from a stranger that brightens our day. Each of these acts of support has the power to uplift us and provide us with the motivation we need to keep pushing forward. But it's not just the act of support that matters, it's also the intention behind it. When someone supports us, they're telling us that they believe in us, that they see our potential, and that they're invested in our success. In a world where negativity and criticism seem to be the norm, having people who support us can be a game changer. They remind us that we're not alone, that we have people in our corner who are cheering us on every step of the way. Their support helps us to build resilience, to bounce back from setbacks, and to keep going even when the going gets tough. But, as with anything, it's important to be mindful of the people who support us. Not everyone who claims to be on our side truly has our best interests at heart. Some people may support us out of envy, or because they want something from us. These individuals can be toxic, and their support can actually be detrimental to our growth and well-being. Therefore, it's essential to surround ourselves with people who support us for the right reasons, those who genuinely care about our happiness and success. In conclusion, being mindful of how people support us is crucial to our personal growth and success. Their support can be the difference between giving up and pushing through, between failure and triumph. It's important to recognize and appreciate the people who support us, for their encouragement can be the driving force that propels us towards greatness. So, let us be grateful for those who support us, and let us strive to be the same kind of support to others as well. Listen, in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos and lose sight of what really matters. But through the practice of mindfulness, we can gain a new perspective and transform our lives in ways we never thought possible. By being present in the moment, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and clarity that helps us navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. We can learn to appreciate the beauty in the world around us and connect with those who matter most. Mindfulness is not a one-time solution but a lifelong practice. It takes time, dedication, and effort to reap its rewards, but the results are truly life-changing. So, let us all embrace mindfulness and take the first step towards a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Be open to receive, and I hope to see you in my future.